Now, if you happened to be listening yesterday, you probably heard them. Here's Wes Streeting, Labour's Shadow Health Secretary.
The sooner we have a general election in this country, the better, because it's not just a change of Prime Minister we need, it's a change of government.
And here, for good measure, is Peter Mandelson, Lord Mandelson, one of the architects of New Labour.
Bring it on. Bring it on.
What was all that about? Answer, the persistent rumour that Boris Johnson, facing ever deeper trouble inside the Conservative Party, might announce an early general election this summer to take place in, say, September. Now, that wasn't just bravado from Labour. The Tories are behind in the polls, and in that sense, it would be absolutely crackers to go early. There are lots of lesser reasons against it too, and yet, somehow this week, it is the story that refuses to die. As The Sun and many other newspapers report this morning, Boris Johnson refused to rule out a snap general election 3 times during his overseas trip. There are rumours crackling away that this might be tied up with a crisis for Labour. Journalists now expect the Durham police to report next week on whether Sir Keir Starmer broke the law over a beer and curry event and faces a fine. If he does, he said he'd resign as Labour leader. Bang! Snap, crackle and pop, you see. Might Johnson exploit the time of chaos in opposition? Well, he might, but this is really more about his position in his party. Early next month, the 1922 committee, that is, all Tory MPs except ministers, vote to choose a new executive to run their affairs. Anti-Johnson MPs from the right and the left of the party hope to take control and then potentially rewrite the rules so the Prime Minister could be challenged again, perhaps quite quickly. Johnson faces another investigation by the Privileges Committee reporting in the autumn, one which is already spooking Downing Street, judging by briefings to the papers. In his extraordinary hurtle through life as Prime Minister, Johnson has dodged and vaulted many impossible-looking obstacles already. But how does he swerve these new ones? In short, is the Prime Minister using a snap election threat as a weapon to persuade MPs to stick with him? You don't want to get rid of me just before we go to the polls, do you, chaps? And confusingly, some anti-Johnson rebels are using exactly the same argument for the opposite purpose. If he's crackers enough to take us into an election we're bound to lose to save his own skin, we better get rid of him smartish. Now, to an innocent observer ambling around Westminster, that's me, it all looks a bit tonto. There's a phenomenon in drama whereby a writer or a director who doesn't quite know how to finish the story, he basically kills off everybody in the final act. William Shakespeare did it. Quentin Tarantino did it. And now the Conservative Party seems to be doing it. Luckily this evening, to help me make sense of what's happening, I am joined by one of the most experienced operators at Westminster who helped organise the Brexit uprising among innumerable campaigns and who recently told Boris Johnson the gig is up.